And what an exciting day we have here on the NBL Network. The final day in July 31st. But as one thing ends, another begins. And this is the official kickoff to the second annual EA Access Tournament right here at twitch.tv/NBL Network. Welcome everybody to the broadcast, to the selection show, where we will reveal the entire 64 plus man bracket here on the NBL Network. You will find out who you are playing if you are in the tournament and at what time. And if you're just here just to watch, well, guess what? You're going to find out some of those great matchups we have going on here on the tournament. I want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors of the actual tournament here, benefiting Operation Homefront. We've talked about Operation Homefront a ton, guys, and this is our big goal for this entire tournament, is to raise a ton of money for Operation Homefront, who helps serve America's military families. We have a ton of veterans here in the NBL, a ton of people who have family who are veterans, and at the end of the day, that's really the goal of all of this, is to bring people together for Madden 19 during the EA Access time, first chance to look at the game, and raise some money for a very worthy cause. So, big shout out to all of these guys who have pledged money to Operation Homefront. Daddy Leagues, of course, one of the official sponsors of the tournament. The Dynasty, NBL's official PS4 league. We'll talk about them throughout the tournament. Herbal Tax and Accounting, Fusion Wine Bar, Came From Nothing Clothing. If you haven't checked out the official limited edition EA Access t-shirts, go over to 365.maddenbomberleague.com. Under the EA Access tab, you can check that out. 50% of proceeds from those t-shirts go to Operation Homefront. So buy your t-shirts now. They look really sweet. And, of course, our two sponsors came on in the last week or so. EA Sports. We'll talk about what EA has donated to it. But, of course, EA Sports, big shout out to them just for making this game that we all love so much. And Elgato coming on board. We will talk about Elgato. Right now, Elgato, one of the prizes that we're giving out, of course, they donated 3 HD 60S capture cards to the EA Access Tournament, one going to the tournament champion, one going to our subscribers in a subscriber-only giveaway, and one going to the viewers as a random giveaway. But we got a lot of talk about the tournament. We'll remind you of those prizes, what we're doing throughout the tournament, but most importantly, we're going to reveal that entire bracket. Let's take a look at what that whole bracket looks like from top to bottom, the second annual EA Access Tournament 2018. As you can see, we have 4 brackets on the board. Don't know why I did that. Hey, there we go. It sat still for a second. As you can now see, 4 brackets here in the EA Access Tournament. Over 64 people in this tournament. We'll get to some of those playing games as well. Top left, you've got your competitive bracket. Top right, your content creator bracket. And the bottom half of the bracket is, of course, the community bracket. Guys from the CFM community, the Madden community as a whole. We will go into detail on each of these brackets in just a moment. But first, let's remind you of the prizes here for the EA Access Tournament. If you are lucky to place top 8, you've got a guaranteed prize. First place, of course, gets that signed Saquon Barkley helmet and a copy of Madden 19 Hall of Fame Edition. So if you haven't bought it yet, good. Because on EA Access, you can play the game before buying it. You may, if you win this, get your Hall of Fame Edition for free. Be able to play that. Second place, we get a $100 Xbox Store gift card as well as a copy of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame Edition. If you place in the Final 4, you get your choice of one of our NBL custom Xbox controllers or a copy of Madden 19 Hall of Fame Edition. And if you make the Elite 8, you are guaranteed an NBL Gold Standard t-shirt. We're actually not even selling those on our website anymore, so they're a little limited edition. They're pretty cool. We're going to have a ton of raffles to our viewers, to our subscribers on stream, NBL t-shirts, custom controllers, gift cards, a ton of stuff, guys. So tune in, because you don't want to miss out on any of the prizes. Again, you don't even have to be in the tournament to win a prize. You just tune in and watch, and you can win something. I believe at last count we have over $3,000 worth of prizes. So a ton of stuff going on. We'll talk about our subscriber-only giveaways in just a minute. But let's reveal, first off, the competitive bracket, folks. That's right. These are guys in the competitive sphere of Madden. I'm getting their first taste of Madden 19, so let's take a look at the competitive bracket here of the second annual EA Access Tournament of the NBL. Starting out at the top, the number 1 seed, SK Joel CP. You can find him on YouTube at youtube.com/JoelCP_. He'll be taking on Gub, the Season 25 NBL Super Bowl champion. Tough matchup to start off with for old Gub. You're welcome for that one. The 8 seed, and that game will be going down at 8 o'clock Eastern Time here on the NBL Network. All these games Eastern Time, all of them here at twitch.tv/NBL Network. 7:30 Eastern Time, you'll find your 8-9 matchup on August 2nd. That's XL Bronco XL, part of the Calamity Crew esports team. You can find him on Twitch at Madden Bronco. He'll be taking on Indefinite Champ. You can find him on Twitch and on Twitter at Indefinite Champ or Indefinite Champ. Our 5-12 matchup going off at 3 Eastern Time. It'll be Gold Warrior 0425. You can find him at twitch.tv/Gold Warrior. He'll be taking on So Amazing 24. At the 4-13 matchup going off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we have Shakobi, one of the great Madden players in the comp circuit. I wanted to give a big shout out to MaddenTurf.com. He'll be taking on the 13 seed Encore, which you can find at youtube.com/Encore, again, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. At a matchup that is still to be determined as to what time it's going to be going off. It's the 6 seed Wintgoat at twitch.tv/Wintgoat. He'll be taking on Spotto 718. The 3-14 matchup going off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time is Deliverance. He's part of the Calamity Crew esports team. He'll be taking on Old Bananas, the Season 29 NBL Super Bowl champion. Many people say of Bananas, the one that is most likely to leave early. At the 7-10 matchup going off at 10:30 Eastern Time at night, it'll be FMB Monster taking on Champ Ball 5 PS4, taking his talents over to the Xbox. And last but not least, the 2-15 matchup is, of course, going off at noon Eastern Time. It is VTech, who wants to let you know. You can find him on Twitch at twitch.tv/MaddenVTech. He'll be taking on Z-Star, our back-to-back NBL champion for seasons 31 and 32. VTech, you got an easy matchup. I like VTech in that one by big. Take that, Star. That's what you get for not showing up to the NBL Lake House. A lot of great matchups here in the competitive bracket, folks. If you know who you think is going to come out of this competitive bracket as the champion is going to get to the Final Four, post that in the chat. Let us know what you think. A lot of great matchups. That 3-14 matchup, Deliverance versus Bananas. I know Bananas, personally, that'll be very interesting. A test to see how he fits in this competitive bracket. I'm looking forward to seeing Shakobi going off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. One of my favorite guys to watch. That should be a fun matchup. Taking on Encore. Not an easy matchup there. Encore, I'm pretty sure, was in our EA Access tournament last year. So that is your competitive bracket, folks. We still got a ton more to reveal here, but let's talk about what EA Madden NFL donated. Shout out to EA Madden NFL for donating 10 copies of Madden 19. We're going to be giving away a Madden 19 code every hour. We have 5 Xbox, 5 PS4 donated from EA Sports. So if you're on Xbox, great. If you're on PS4, guess what? Show up to the tournament. Watch. We'll be giving those out just to viewers. You'll get a free copy of Madden 19. We'll be giving one away every hour, so we will actually be giving away 12 full copies of Madden 19. So make sure you tune in throughout the day for your chance to win. Again, the 12-hour stream from noon to midnight. That is on August 2nd. That's Thursday. We're 2 short days away. Unbelievable to think about that. 2 short days away, noon to midnight, right here, twitch.tv/MBL Network. All right, let's reveal one more side of the bracket. We're going to go to the bottom side of that competitive side. We're going to do the community bracket number 1. Let's get that bad boy going. As we look at the community side, 32 community members, actually a little more. And let's take a look first at the top of this community bracket. This will be going off at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. We have Luigi, our defending EA Access Tournament champion, won that in 2017 from the Draft 2 League. He'll be taking on MBM, one of the NBL representatives. At the 8-9 matchup, going off at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, it's going to be the Star Sauce from the Pigskin Ballers Madden League. He'll be taking on Redemption 97. I want to give a big shout out to the MOE or Mo CFM. The 5-12 matchup here in the community bracket going off at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's the 5 seed Big Wit 1171 taking on Captain Planet 4. The 12 seed from the Grid Development League. At the 4-13 matchup, going off at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, it is DT Crawford going up against Serpent. Serpent 3 from the NBL was the Rams in this past season. We'll see where he goes in that team selection coming up on August 12th. The 6-11 matchup going off at 11 Eastern Time. Late night matchup. It's going to be Relian Cellblock, one of the returning players in the EA Access Tournament. He was around last year. He's going to be taking on a name that took me a while to figure it out, but if you look at it, if you can see that, folks, it's Mr. Hot Dogs. So I'm rooting for this guy. I'm pulling for Mr. Hot Dogs. I'm a big fan of hot dogs myself. You can find him on twitch.tv/MrHotDogs. Those O's, those are zeros, folks. So if you want to check out Mr. Hot Dogs, make sure you hit those zeros. The 3-14 matchup. That'll be going off at 6:30 Eastern Time. It is Killer Camp 2190 taking on Play a Partner, one of the NBL's, statesmen, one of the oldest members here in the NBL, looking to recapture his youth and win a EA Access tournament. The 7-10 matchup also going off at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It is Young Future 1 taking on Melody Beast. And last but not least, at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, it is our first play-in games, Motor versus Darth Ben. The winner of that game will take on Half and Half. We want to give a big shout out to Dev Nation Live. You can find them at twitch.tv/DevNationLive. That's going to be a very interesting playing game. Both Motor and Darth Ben out of the Grid Development League here in the NBL. They got a play-in game early. I know what time that goes off. I just don't have it pulled up, but I think it's at 2 or 2:30. That'll be an interesting matchup against Half and Half. A lot of CFMs represented here in this community bracket as well. A lot of guys who just love Madden. All right, let's take a look at the stretch goals here for Operation Homefront donations. Folks, again, our big goal throughout this whole tournament is not only to show our love for the Madden game, but to raise some money for Operation Homefront. It really is a great charity that does a ton for our military families, both with food assistance, financial assistance. They help with housing repairs. I believe it was 92% of their donations go to military families directly. That's a huge number. As somebody who's worked in the nonprofit industry and for charities in the past, it's a huge number to only have 8% going to things like overhead costs. 92% is a ton going to the families, so that's why we picked them. We know that this money is going to go directly and help out a lot of these military families that need support. So here are our stretch goals, folks. At $2,500 or $2,500, you get to watch this large man run a 40-yard dash, and that I'm not looking forward to. We hit $5,000 in donation to Operation Homefront. That world hottest chip, yeah, that's going to go into the world's not hottest broadcaster's belly. $10,000 got touchdowns for tacos. What does that mean, folks? Well, the minute that we hit $10,000, this guy will eat a taco for every touchdown scored on stream for that 12-hour stream. So if we hit it early, you might see me explode. Non-zero chance. I might just absolutely explode here on the air. $15,000 and one that I did not know was added on here, so a big shout out to our guys in the league who hate me. If we hit $15,000 in donation to Operation Homefront, apparently I'm going skydiving. It's a lot of weight heading towards the ground. Gravity is going to be working against me in that particular one. At $20,000, we've got subscriber game time. I will come to your hometown and take you to a Major League Sporting event in your area. So hit that subscribe button if you want to hang out with me for a day. I just saw our subscriber list. It plummeted to like 4 subscribers. I apologize for that one. And at $25,000, if we manage to raise that, which would be awesome for Operation Homefront, you, the viewers, you, our subscribers, you, everybody who tunes into the NBL Network gets to vote on what my first tattoo would be. I can tell you right now, I do get to oversee what the choices are. So I've heard some suggestions in the chats. Settle down on that one. Regis Philbin will not be going on this guy's arm, but we'll see what it is. We'll have that if we hit 25,000. So donate. A lot of people have been asking, how do I donate to Operation Homefront? Go to operationhomefront.org. We recommend doing this on the desktop version because you can click the donate button. And when you donate money, make sure you put in the comments hashtag MBL2018. That'll give them an opportunity to keep a tally. We will not have a live tally, though, so what we need you to do is when you make that donation, when you get that email back from Operation Homefront that says that you donated, just take a little screenshot of that, send that over to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. We'll be harping this throughout the tournament, so don't worry if you didn't write it down now. But again, operationhomefront.org, donate. Make sure you take a screenshot of that so we can keep a live tally on the air and make sure we know how much is donated. But we're hoping to do a lot of good, guys, and we appreciate all of you tuning in here to the NBL Network, all of you who applied, who got into the tournament, all of you who may be on standby, seeing if anybody drops out. Everybody, we appreciate you, and we hope that we can raise some money for Operation Homefront. All right, let's go up to the content creator side of the EA Access Tournament bracket. This is the top right portion of the bracket. And as we head up there, let's take a look at who's playing in the content side of the bracket. Starting off with our number 1 seed, that's Big Kep. He is one of the great content creators out there. You can find him on Twitch and on Twitter at BigKep13. He'll be taking on Mr. Florida 305. You can find him at Mr._Florida_305. That game going off at 3:30 Eastern Time in the afternoon here on the NBL Network. The 8-9 matchup, it features Rusta Busta, one of the NBL members. He'll be taking on Expert. From the Dynasty, from the DML Network, the host of Expert's Corner. You can find him on Twitter at DML Experts Corner. Don't miss out on that. Expert, one of the great guys here in the CFM community. The Dynasty, one of our PS4 sponsors. Big shout out to the Dynasty. If you're looking for a league on PS4, make sure you go apply for them. The 5. Pay no attention that it says 6. We had some weird things with the program, but it's a 5-12 matchup. See, this is what happened last year. The program. It does some weird stuff. Pay no attention. The 5-12 matchup, what it says on there is not right. 5-12 is Engraven, which is Engraven Vids on YouTube. He'll be taking on All Stars X3. Not Ron Effect. Ron Effect, you're coming up in a second. You can see him at the 6th seed. So All Stars X3, apologies for your name not being there. You're the 12th seed. You'll be taking on Engraven at 6 o'clock Eastern time. The 4-13 matchup is, of course, Shotmaster, one of the great guys here in the CFM community. Puts on some great videos. He's running that Madden boot camp. You can find him on YouTube at Shotmaster TV, on Twitter at Shotmaster. He's in all sorts of CFM leagues. MPOA, OG, Elite, and RML. Shotmaster at 7 o'clock Eastern time will be taking on It's a L for You. Hoping that it won't be an L for Shotmaster, you can find It's L for You on YouTube at youtube.com/user/tblair504. The 6-11 seed, there you are, Ron Effect. Ron Effect 77 at 5 o'clock Eastern time. He'll be taking on It's Your Boy Ace. You can find Ace Madden at youtube.com/Ace Madden Tips. Ron Effect you can find on YouTube at Ron Effect. The 3-14 matchup in the content creator side, Reigning Ravens. One of the great content creators. Love watching his stuff. You can find him at youtube.com/ReigningRavens. He'll be taking on Lip Ripper 34, the host of the Commissioner Corners podcast on the MBL Network and one of our MBL live commentators. At the 7-10 matchup, it's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. It's Uber YouTuber. What is going on, guys? Uber YouTuber, the number 7 player, going off at 8:30 Eastern time. He'll be taking on Sybil. You find Uber YouTuber, by the way, on Twitch at UberYTwitch. Sybil, of course, I wanted to give a big shout out to Ace Madden. Again, that's at youtube.com/Ace Madden Tips. And then finally, last but not least, the 2-15 matchup. This game, also a to be determined as to when it is going off. I think we're looking at 5:30 Eastern time, but we're waiting on confirmation on that. It is Trumpet Monkey at twitch.tv/Trumpet Monkey. He'll be taking on AU165, also known as Sonny Weaver. You can find him on Twitter at T4Verts. Give 4Verts a follow. Lots of Madden news coming out of there. He's also the host of Highly Debatable here on the MBL Network. That's your content creator side. A lot of great matchups here. Hold on, I think I did this last year on the selection show. Let's see if I can do it again. I can. Ignore that. See like that? That's called on the fly. I'm not going to try to actually write All-Stars X3, but All-Stars, you know you're there. Ron Effect, you're playing at 5 o'clock. Again, everybody in the tournament, you will get messaged your game time and your opponent after the coin toss from one of your runners here in the tournament. All right. Let's talk about our subscriber-only giveaways. The big one, folks. If you hit that subscribe button here on the MBL Network, you're going to be entered to win a signed Michael Jordan jersey. That's right, folks. The gold Team USA jersey signed by the legend himself, number 23, the greatest player to ever touch a basketball for the Washington Wizards for sure. Michael Jordan. That'll be given away during that 12-hour stream on August 2nd. Hit that subscribe button. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription every 30 days. You can just enter for free by subscribing to the MBL Network, or $4.99 to subscribe. You'll be entered to win this. We're also be doing other subscriber-only giveaways, including one of those Elgato capture cards, as well as a MBL custom controller. We might have a couple more for subscribers. Want to give a big shout-out to everybody who subscribes to the MBL Network, who supports what we do here on Twitch. A big shout-out to you guys. If you hit that subscribe button, you'll get a chance to win some fun prizes. A lot less people than our viewers, so you have a good chance to win some of those. So hit that subscribe button so you get a chance to win. All right, let's look at the final side of the bracket, the other community side on that right side of the bracket. And there we go. As we zoom in to the right side of the bracket, we look at the number 1 seed is number 1 X-Draft pick from the Draft 2 League. He'll be taking on the winner of the playing game between Cringe and AA, members of the MBL and the Grid. That game will be going off at 4:30 Eastern time. The 8-9 matchup going off at 4 o'clock Eastern time. It is Com Rizik, who want to give a big shout out to EA Sports channel on YouTube. Big shout out to one of our sponsors, EA Sports. He'll be taking on the number 9 seed Frank Nitty Jr. 23 from the CFM Madden Nation. As you can see, once again, I don't know what it is about this. We'll fix it in post. But the 6th seed keeps getting put in where the 12th seed is supposed to be. So the 5 seed is Tosh D. Who from the Draft 2 League. He'll be taking on the number 12 seed. That's Darce Knight. Darce Knight, you're the 12th seed. You're not Agent RKO. Agent RKO, you see yourself later. That's going to go off at 5:30 Eastern Time. The 413 matchup is Broadway Shane Valco. We want to give a big shout out to the Dynasty. He'll be taking on MBL's own Timbo, leader of the MBL Bleacher Report team. You can find him at MBL_Bleacher. That game going off at 8:30 Eastern Time. The 6-11 matchup going off at 12:30 Eastern Time, right as we go on the air. It's going to be number 6, Agent RKO. Shout out to Randy Orton, the Viper himself. You can find him at Twitch, twitch.tv/RD Puerto Rico. That's Rico with a K. Twitch.tv/RD Puerto Rico. He'll be taking on, what I'll say is KG7 Knights 1. Knights X1. He's a big Xbox One guy. He's got a lot of X's in there. KG7 Knights. You're into the number 11 seed. That game, of course, going on 12:30 Eastern Time. He wanted to give a big shout out to the Gridiron Gurus League on CFM on PS4. The 3-14 matchup, the 3 seed. One of the big friends of the MBL Network, Cool Del Guy. He'll be taking on the winner of the playing game between Hound and Fry. Both MBL members, both actually NFC North members here in Madden 18. They get to play one more time for a chance to play Cool Del Guy. That game going off at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. The 7-10 matchup is Furplius. We want to give a big shout out to Madden with Masharsky. He'll be taking on the 10 seed Superman X70 from the CFM League 4th and Inches. Shout out to you guys. That game going off at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And last but not least, it is the 2 seed 50 Shades K-Mat from the MFX League, who was in the tournament last year. He'll be taking on the winner of the play-in game for the 15 seed. It is Porter and Under Oath, members of the MBL and the Grid. This is a very interesting side of the bracket. This community bracket, it's a lot of unknowns. You'll sort of get to see which CFMs represent themselves well in this tournament, which CFMs look strong, which CFMs maybe not so strong. Represent your CFMs well, folks. But a big shout out to all these games. Again, that 6 seed, it's supposed to be a 12 right there at the 5-6 matchup. The 12 seed. Again, Darce Knight, apologies on that one. And big shout out to this template for messing with me once again. And that's your full bracket, folks. I think we ended up with, if my math is correct, I think 72 people in the tournament. 4 playing games. You notice all 4 playing games, MBL members. So, fun fact, if you're part of the MBL who's running this tournament, your path's a little harder. Let's take one more look up at the competitive side of the bracket. I know a lot of people, they're very interested as to what's going on competitively in this bracket. So we'll take one more look up at the competitive side and give you those times again. Joel, going off at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm looking at that Jacoby Encore match at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Deliverance and Bananas, that'll be a fun one also at 9 o'clock. So a lot of this going on in prime time. So if you want to see your favorite competitive Madden player here on the MBL Network, be sure you tune in prime time. But we'll have games throughout the day. Again, it's a 12-hour stream. 12-hour stream on August 2nd. That is Thursday. We are about 36 hours away from going live. A little over, but on Thursday, starting at noon, we'll go live. We're going to have a ton of fun stuff. Again, we mentioned all the giveaways, those 12 Madden copies, custom controllers, the HD60 cards, the Michael Jordan jersey to subscribers. But we're also going to have some special guests coming on from EA. We will confirm those as we get them scheduled, but you don't want to miss that. We're going to have a bunch of guys from EA talking about the game, talking about what they see in Madden 19. We'll, of course, have our good friend Expert coming on the broadcast during that 12-hour stream. You're going to see this ugly mug the entire time, so apologies for that one. We'll have a bunch of guys from the MBL Network here calling your games, play-by-play action. Again, all this, it's for Operation Homefront. So again, folks, if you have anything to spare, make sure you donate it during our broadcast. Send that screenshot of your donation to maddenbomberleague@gmail.com. By the way, fun fact, because you're donating straight to Operation Homefront, it's all tax deductible. So you're doing good. You get to write it off on your taxes, and you're helping out some military families, those families of the men and women who help serve and protect our country. So big shout out to Operation Homefront for being our official sponsor. And that is your bracket wrap-up. We will have all of these brackets posted on our Twitter at Bomber League and at MBL Network. If you are part of the tournament, your runner will be getting in contact with you shortly with some of the settings and stuff like that. We'll be running the coin tosses tonight, so you'll know who gets first pick on team selection. If you're not in the tournament, make sure you tune in starting at noon Eastern time here on the MBL Network, playing for that Saquon Barkley helmet, raising money for Operation Homefront. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. We hope we will see you on Thursday from noon to midnight. 12 hours of this guy ruining his voice. It should be fun. Hopefully, we'll get to do some of those stretch goals. We'll get to raise some money, and we're going to have a ton of fun here, folks. So, big shout out to everybody who tuned in. Big shout out to our entire EA Access tournament and everybody who's participating. And big shout out to all of you out there tuning into the MBL Network. Once again, I am OSU, your MBL Network Director, and your host for the EA Access tournament. We will see you on Thursday from noon to midnight, 12 hours right here, twitch.tv/MBL Network. Don't miss out.